Welcome to Poetry with Shing. The poem that we are going to explore today is To Live in the Zombie Apocalypse by Burlee Vang. We have two questions to answer today. The first question is, what impressions of the setting do you form from the title and lines 1 to 9 of the poem? The setting in this poem is described to be especially eerie. The setting is portrayed to be an unleashed form of danger that threatens the people. The mysterious danger is heightened to the point that protection from their surroundings is needed. The setting in the poem is especially eerie. The title is To Live in the Zombie Apocalypse, and it is striking that the article "the" is used, as it implies how the poem refers to a specific apocalypse, and that this is the only one that plagues the world. The ominous feeling of the apocalypse, as shown by the use of "the", signals the probable doom that the people living in this setting will meet, and brings with it a note of finality, as this zombie apocalypse will be the one to end everything once and for all. Furthermore, the idea of the moon, which will shine for God knows how long, connotes a feeling of uncertainty the setting of the poem brings to the speaker. The symbolism of moon represents the lack of light and hence the domination of darkness, carrying an uncertainty due to the lack of visibility in the night, and the belief that darkness is where the supernatural and unknown prevail. This feeling of uncertainty adds on to the eerie feeling, and the uncertainty also manifests in how the night of the zombie apocalypse seems to go on forever, as there is no telling how long the moon will shine. As such, feelings of extended uncertainty and fear revolve around the setting, leading to it being scary and unpredictable. The setting is also portrayed to be an unleashed form of danger that threatens the people living in this setting. The poet describes the brain to be a cage of light and rage, revealing how there was previously, before the zombie apocalypse, a sense of entrapment and containment of hope, connoted by light and rage of the people living there. While there is a containment of hope, rage is controlled, hence the restrictive nature of the setting previously brought safety and order to society. However, when it shuts off, something else switches on. The "it" in the quoted line refers to the brains of the people living in the society in the poem, hence showing that with the containment of the rage in the people ceasing to exist, the setting is now troubled by an unleashed danger of unchecked anger, as connoted by something else. In the now threatened setting, safety is short-lived, as implied by the use of the contraction "n". As "n" is a short form abbreviation, it suggests that safety in the zombie apocalypse is short, and nothing that could grant safety is ever guaranteed, and things in the setting may not be what they seem, as the symbol "n" is not the same as the word "and", although it represents "and". The mysterious danger is heightened to the point that protection from the setting is needed. The mysterious danger of the setting is indicative by the title of Zombie Apocalypse, as zombies are seen to be dangerous and unpredictable due to their physical likeness to humans, yet entirely different behavior. The word apocalypse also gives the sense that it is massive danger that is being experienced in the setting. This large scale of danger forces protection measures, as the poet writes of the need to lock the doors, the windows. The use of the word "lock" connotes the separation and thus protection of the people from the zombies, and shows the severity of the measures taken against the zombies, implying the extent of danger of the setting. Now moving on to the second sub-question, which is, how does the poem effectively convey the theme of an apocalypse? Support your answer with close reference to the poem. For this second part of the question, please get your poem in front of you. The poem effectively conveys the theme of an apocalypse through the physical environment of the setting, the human condition of coping and adapting in a zombie apocalypse, and the commentary of inner thoughts of the of the experience of living in a zombie apocalypse. The poem conveys the theme of an apocalypse through the physical environment. The practical nature of the environment is a result of reduction, where the daily possessions in houses are degraded to their practical uses in a bid to sustain the people's survival. This is similar to how in an apocalypse, all forms of enjoyment are no longer of any priority. Rather, it is survival that takes first priority. This can be seen by how the speaker says, "Turn off the sprinklers and porch light, save the books for fire." Showing how to survive, the speaker has removed all forms of indication of life in his or her dwelling, and has reduced the books which are of intangible value as they can be used to acquire knowledge to merely practical value for firewood. The idea of desolation and abandonment is also conveyed in the poem as the speaker speaks of cities long emptied, showing that surviving in an apocalypse is a very lonely endeavor, and the physical setting of abandonment further magnifies the theme of an apocalypse. The speaker's practical attitude towards his or her house and possessions truly reflects the theme of an apocalypse, as survival takes precedence over all. The theme of an apocalypse is also conveyed through the human condition of adapting and coping in a zombie apocalypse. In an apocalypse, things are greatly unpredictable, and one must constantly be adaptable and ready to cope with uncalled for challenges. This idea is incorporated in how the speaker learns to read what moves along the horizon across the periphery of a gun scope. The speaker has picked up the skill of spotting things from a far distance, something that might not be of use previously, showing his or her ability in the face of a crisis situation like a zombie apocalypse. Showing his or her adaptability in the face of a crisis situation like a zombie apocalypse. The speaker has also learned to use a gun, a weapon of protection and defense, to cope and respond to the zombie apocalypse. The theme of an apocalypse is shown through the commentary of the inner thoughts of the speaker. The speaker says, "Not a soul lives in this house, and this house, and this house," indicating the inner commentary of the speaker as he or she surveys the houses while he or she is on the streets. There is a sense of grit, determination, and hardness in the speaker as he or she encourages and gives advice to the readers by addressing them in the second person. "Go on, stiffen the heart, quicken the blood," indicating the speaker's inner belief that to survive in a zombie apocalypse, one must be daring, calculative, and determined. The sense of harsh reality is also portrayed, as the speaker says, "To live in a world of flesh and teeth, you must learn to kill what you love and love what can die." The speaker has accepted the truth of the difficulties of survival that comes with an apocalypse, and is hardened by the advice she gives, which is to place personal interests and survival over others through having the heart to kill. The speaker also understands the impermanence and fragility of life in a zombie apocalypse, as death is common through the line, "Love what can die." This shows that despite death being common, the speaker has accepted it, and thus the speaker's attitude towards the apocalypse effectively conveys the theme of an apocalypse in the poem. Want to see another poem being analysed? Comment below in the comment section.